Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7 p.m. in Ilobo district. Welcome to our 7 p.m. news edition on Info TV. Today, our headlines. The Yaoundé City Mayor, Lékié Atangana, has undertaken a walking visit to launch rehabilitation works on the Korong-Vogbi Road stretch and to inaugurate Melen-Vogbeti Link Road. This is a part of ongoing effort to improve the city road infrastructure and drainage system. During the holidays period, some parents enroll toddlers in structured holidays lessons, hoping to keep them productive and continuously learning. Jessica Dion sought insight from a psychologist and a medical doctor to explore the potential impact of this early academic activity on young minds. Facing ongoing challenges in the southwest region, the National Executive of Cameroon's Custom Women's Association visit the region, strengthen local structure, support members, and renew commitment to the association value. Those are our top story. We begin our broadcasting tonight with government transparency. The Yaoundé City Mayor, Lékié Atangana, has undertaken a walking visit to launch rehabilitation works on the Korong-Vogbi Road stretch to inaugurate the Melen-Vogbeti Link Road. This is part of ongoing effort to improve the city road infrastructure and drainage systems. We have our report with Patient Shintu.
The mayor of Yaoundé, Lékié Atangana, has officially launched rehabilitation works on the Korong-Vogbi stretch, a project aimed at addressing severe degradation caused by poor drainage.
The area was regularly flooded, and these floods were caused by poor drainage installations and the fact that it's a basin that receives water from far. For example, it hosts waters from Vogbi, Ekono, and Kondengi. We are hoping that the project won't take too long and the cleaning of drainages ensured. I'm saying this because drainages were practically blocked from the Vogbi junction.
Covering approximately 600 meters, the project includes pothole repairs, reconstruction of gutters, full reconstruction of damaged sections, and the building of a main bridge. Technicians on site say the work is expected to be completed within 8 months.
From Vogbi to Korong, we first of all do the treatment of potholes and the construction of gutters starting from Korong starting from Vogbi up to Korong on the left side of the road. Now at the level of Korong, we do the integral reconstruction of the road because as you can see the road is damaged because of water that is not well drained. So we do the integral reconstruction of the road from the base layer up to the surface layer. Now from Korong to Rivière Acre, we have the construction of a main bridge.
Following the launch, the mayor proceeded to the Melen-Vogbeti junction in Yaoundé 6, where he inaugurated the newly completed road linking the two areas.
As you can see, the gutters are newly built and never existed before. So, we came down on the field to ensure that the works have been properly delivered, just as the construction enterprise announced.
These interventions reflect the Yaoundé City Council's engagement to modernizing urban infrastructure, easing mobility, and addressing long-standing drainage challenges that have hindered road durability and public safety.
With that transition in a significant boost to country digital, the resident representative of IAI Cameroon, Claude Abanda, has handed end of training labor located in the Lékié divisions in the Central region. The ceremony took place on August 6, 2025. Midre Fonge reports.
The MIGEF 2035 project has reached the Lékié division of the Center region as 230 ICT trainees received their end-of-training certificates. The course, which was taught in several modules including Word, Excel and social networks, will go a long way in helping them in their daily lives.
We were taught on Excel, Word, Internet and PowerPoint. Right now I am a teacher. So right now it's going to help me a lot in my teaching process. So right now I'm going to take my children with ease. Yes, it has helped me, especially Excel. I'm going to calculate my children's mark without any difficulties. I'm going to calculate their averages without any difficulties.
Claude Abanda, speaking during the ceremony in Long, reminded the recipients of the importance of being resilient even in the midst of difficulties.
Ma très chère sœur,
my dear sister here, who is your mentor, said she would continue this work, and I think, as you all already know how to use ICT tools, we would have to teach you to use some applications which enables to exploit artificial intelligence to optimize your productivity. You should be able to do everything you want without being discouraged. Push forth and don't be like those who give up at the slightest difficulty, because difficulties are meant to be overcome.
Parce que les difficultés sont faites pour être surmontées.
It was a moment of joy and satisfaction as the newly trained individuals in Lobo will add more value to their community. The children and youths of Lobo were lagging behind because now, even in exams or when you are schooling, there is ICT and they have to learn. Even for elderly persons, you buy an Android phone but you don't know how to use it. So all of this is taken into consideration and people of Lobo are going to be able to learn and be modern. The ceremony also included the handing over of significant fruit trees to the people to encourage agriculture in these localities.
Still on artificial intelligence, Claude Abanda, the resident representative of IAI Cameroon, has granted the end of training certificate to the staff of MINPAT. This ceremony took place on August 6, 2025 at the Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Development. What's more with Midre Fonge?
Staff of the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, MINEPAT, have received end-of-training certificates after being trained on the right way to use AI and cybersecurity. The training, composed of interactive workshops, conferences, and practical demonstrations, is part of the capacity building program for administrative officials. The use of artificial intelligence at MINEPAT will enable to optimize productivity in the work that is being done. There are many things that can be done in an automatic way, but it always needs to be controlled, and it is important for us to massively train staff in our administrations and train experts too, to train with an objective and a vision, because we mostly use other people's AI. We should be able to work with the AI which are realized in Africa and which are in the African context.
Dans le contexte africain.
The resident representative of EIE Cameroon, Claude Abanda, and his team reminded the trainees of the importance of discovering the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and exploring AI tools for administrative purposes.
We started with the initiation to artificial intelligence. You have to understand that two broad topics were looked at during this course of 3 days training, which was artificial intelligence as well as cybersecurity. So we had to start from the beginning because these terms and concepts are relatively new. So we did the initiation of artificial intelligence. We quickly ramped up with how to use that in their daily activities to improve their productivity.
These certificates will go a long way in helping the staff improve their productivity at work. With artificial intelligence, we can now do summary of documents and do voice records and also some analysis. This is equally very helpful because we can even propose solutions on boards, softwares, and correct in a very instructive manner. The trainees are now ready to practice what they were taught during the training.
In other news tonight, during this holidays period, some parents enroll totally in structured holidays periods. Hoping to keep them productive and continuously learning, Jessica Diu South from a psychologist and a medical doctor, her report.
Enrolling toddlers in holiday lessons may help keep them engaged and productive, but experts warn that this growing trend could come with hidden risk to their mental and emotional well-being.
When they pass more than 2 months, 3 months without having learning classes, they can forget all of the knowledge that they receive in the school.
Toddlers are exposed to the risk of stress, anxiety, and burnout.
Many students can waste their motivation. They can think that school is painful, school is difficult because they opt to do it every time. They don't have the time to rest, don't have the time to do other things. That can be the psychological consequences.
Health experts are also sounding the alarm on the physical impact these holiday lessons could have on young children.
In town, there are many activities which you may have, and it changes it's not a regular activity, and it changes their timetable. So they may some may get disoriented when they come back to school. May come back with some diseases that they will need to treat.
While holiday lessons may seem like a proactive way to nurture young potential, experts urge parents to strike a healthy balance.
We draw our attention on cultural discourse in order to keep the history of Yaoundé for our future generation. 3 esteemed personalities came up with a book titled Ewondo Ongola. The book was dedicated to the President Paul Biya, was launched on August 6, 2025, in presence of high personality. Agnes Ayuk report.
Written by 3 esteemed authors, Paul Kana, Bernard Owona, and Esama Songi, the book Ongola Ewondo, Yaoundé, the metropolitan capital of Cameroon, in the Yaoundé 6 municipality, is a comprehensive work that explores the sociogenesis, evolution, and perspectives of Yaoundé. The book was made possible through the sponsorship of the Emeritus Senior Divisional Officer for Yaoundé 6, Awana Ateba. One of the authors explains that the choice of the name Ongola Ewondo was deliberate, aiming to leave a historical trace for future generations.
Ongola
Ewondo for historical reasons, so that some things are not lost within the evolution of time. We realized that our children did not know that Yaoundé was first called Ongola before being called Yaoundé. The authors emphasize that the work is an immense contribution to the administrative and political life of Yaoundé. When you go through the 258 pages, you understand exactly where Yaoundé comes from. That is, we are talking about its creation until today, and we are also talking about its administrative and political life. The book is dedicated to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, in recognition of his leadership and vision for the nation. It is thanks to him that Yaoundé has the extension that we see. When you see our book, we have images that we call old and new landmarks, which is under President Paul Biya's construction. Ongola Ewondo was officially launched on August 6, 2025, in the presence of high-ranking personalities who applauded the author's work. The launch marked a significant milestone in the book's journey, highlighting the importance of preserving and sharing the history of Yaoundé.
Let us move to the South region, where Yasmin Ekamifwe was officially installed as the Divisional Officer of Ja-Ilobo District. The ceremony was attended by government officials, representatives of political party, and traditional rulers. Mimi Tiobo highlights the event.
Jasmine Ekanifue has been installed as the new divisional officer of the Ja-Ilobo district. The installation ceremony took place on August 6, 2025 at Zuetele. Jasmine Ekanifue, the 24th divisional officer, officially assumed her duties in the locality. Be the divisional officer of orphans, the divisional officers of widows, the divisional officers of the poor. In a million words, the divisional officer of justice. A civilized locality, Zuetele is inexplicable supporters of CPDM. The installation ceremony was attended by mayors, divisional officers, representatives of political parties, and traditional rulers, all of whom came together to express their support and well wishes to the newly installed divisional officer. It is with much joy as we welcome our administrative director. You know, we are the authorities based here. We count on her support in all the domains, and we will also play our role on security and to ameliorate the living condition. We will have to do everything possible to maintain public order, to support the population. The desire to orientate governmental role, well known as being in a political year, the guidance and support of the election process. It was also an opportunity to call on the attention of the new divisional officer to address crimes and ensures the security of the people in the Zuetele locality.
Top honor to the Lékié division, where the newly appointed divisional officer was officially installed. The ceremony took place on August 6, 2025, presided over by Patrick Kamsu Simu, the senior divisional officer. Jessica Dium from Monatili.
Dr. Odile Bomba Nkolo officially took up duty as the 22nd Divisional Officer of the Monatili Division, headquarters of the Lékié Division. Her appointment by the presidential decree on July 22nd marks a new phase in the division's administration. She replaces Lilian Trente Semo Ne Atangana, who has been promoted to the position of Secretary General at the office of the Governor of the East Region.
I am still very happy of the way Madame Chente has been governing our subdivision, the subdivision of Monatili. During all these years, she has spent at the helm of that unit. So I'm very happy that at the end of it, she has been crowned, both by a decoration and by a promotion. And I wish her the best as she's going to Bertois as permanent secretary of the governor's office.
The ceremony was presided over by the senior divisional officer of Lékié in the presence of traditional authorities, stakeholders, and a large delegation of Mfundi elites who had come to accompany their daughter. It was an opportunity for the senior divisional officer of Lékié to make a number of solemn recommendations.
To the incoming DO, Madame Bombankolo, I've shown her, I've repelled, let's say, I've identified and numbered all the activities that she's going to run in her new subdivision, and then I've given her some advices concerning being very reliable, very active, hardworking, and make a show of greatly as she's serving both the government and the population.
Created on June 20, 1964, the Monatili Division covers an area of 404 kilometers square. It comprises 73 villages divided into 5 groupings. Its population is estimated around 75,000 inhabitants.
Let us talk about Great Lady facing ongoing challenge in the Southwest region. The National Executive Cameroon Custom Women's Associations will visit the regions to strengthen local structure, support members, and renew commitment to the association value. More details with Patient Shintum.
The Southwest branch of the Customs Women Association, SESEWA, recently welcomed a delegation from the National Bureau, led by Hajia Husseini, aimed at reinforcing the association's presence in the region. The visit comes at a time when SESEWA Southwest faces significant challenges due to the ongoing Anglophone crisis. Despite the difficulties, members have shown resilience and dedication. The visit included a tour of Bota Port and an exchange session with representatives from Ekok, Manfe, Idinao, Kaplimbo, Tiko, Bota, and Limbe. Commandant Kulaban, representing the Chief of Customs Sector Southwest, opened the session and urged the women to engage in meaningful dialogue to boost productivity. Hajia Husseini, speaking for the national coordinator, emphasized the goal of renewing commitment to SESEWA's core values and praised the women for their courage. The session concluded with renewed determination and unity among members, marking a positive step forward for the association in the region.
Let us talk about political interest. The Association of City Mayors in Cameroon have presented their unflinching support to President Paul Biya comes October 12, 2025 presidential election. This was during an audience granted by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of Republic, Ferdinand Ngongo. Jude Kenji reports.
They are members of the Association of City Mayors in Cameroon, and they are received in an audience by their request this Thursday at the Presidency by the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Ngongo, eager to meet President Paul Biya. Since the creation of the association, it was an opportunity to once more demonstrate their support for the candidacy of President Paul Biya, 13 in number. They all agreed to give him a 100% victory in their respective cities.
We, the City Mayors of Cameroon, have that opportunity to reiterate the confidence and the support that we have for the head of state. This presidential election coming 2025, 12 October 2025, we came here to reiterate our support that we have earlier mentioned, and also to thank him for the decentralization process that we enjoy, that is bringing development within our various cities. And we are very, very happy. And this is an opportunity. And we also came here to tell him how we are also going to tell our population to support the head of state, because he is the only candidate that we think that he can bring more change that we want.
They also acknowledged the great role President Paul Biya has been playing in promoting local economic development in their respective cities, as well as peace and stability in Cameroon.
Bamenda people, I speak to you now from the Unity Palace that these elections, we will go in as one man, come out victoriously as one people, and all the developmental projects that our head of state has promised for us, we'll see them real, and they are coming very, very soon, and right away. Even it will start in the nearest possible future.
It should be noted that the creation of the Association of City Mayors in Cameroon is aimed at exchanging ideas on how to improve on the well-being of their populations. Also present in the audience is Philippe Mbaringambo, Minister in charge of special duties at the Presidency.
From city mayor to traditional ruler of Grand Sawa and Gondo community have presented their unwavering support to President Paul Biya of comes 12 October 2025 presidential election. This is during separate audience granted by the Minister of State at their request, Ferdinand Ngongo. Jude Kendi once more.
30 in number, the traditional leaders identified as guardians of cultural values, ancestral traditions, extended both political support and cultural blessings to President Paul Biya. This endorsement strategically leverages the Grand Sawa community's influential position within Cameroon. This is the central message delivered this Wednesday afternoon by the traditional dignitaries from the Grand Sawa to the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic during the audience granted to them by Ferdinand Gongo, Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic. The traditional rulers, notably from Fako, Nzian, Meme, Kupe Manuguba, Manyu, Mongo, Nkam, Ocean, Sanaga Maritime and Wuri divisions, affirmed that the members of the community they represent have chosen the path of stability and progress embodied by the current occupant of the Tudi Palace.
We, the kings of Sawa, we have come with a clear message. The head of state has been piloting this country with all dignity and peace. We have had a lot of peace and unity. We want it to continue. That is the reason why we are here. We have come to give him our own support and for him to know that the Sawa kings are behind him. They are behind him. They will be with him to foster the peace and the unity of our country, Cameroon.
Then, later in the day, was the turn of traditional rulers from the Ngondo community, 17 in number. In the same light, they presented their unwavering support to President Paul Biya, promising him a 100% victory come 12 October 2025 in peace and tranquility.
Our motto is that we should have peace in Douala before, within, and after the election. We call together all communities, all brothers, Cameroonian brothers, who are not from Sawaland. You know that Douala is a cosmopolite town. There are people from, I can say, every region or other region of Cameroon. And we're going to ask them to keep our town in peace. Of course, we can only support Paul Biya. Only that, not other person.
The Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo, accompanied by Philip Barigambo, Minister in charge of Special Duties at the Presidency, expressed the gratitude of the head of state to the traditional leaders for their support while promising to deliver their messages to President Paul Biya. President Paul Biya thus receives the support and blessings of the guidance of the cultural values and ancestral traditions of the Grand Sawa and Ngondo communities as he seeks a new term in office come October 12, 2025.
Coming back to education, the Minister of Higher Education launched the 3rd edition of Private Higher Education Forum this August 6, 2025 in Yaoundé at the Yaoundé Conference Center. Chaired by the Minister of Higher Education, Jacques Famendongo, the event focused on student entrepreneurship under the theme of Student Entrepreneur in Private Higher Education in Cameroon, from incubation to business creation. Mimi Tiobo with more details.
A ceremony celebrating students entrepreneurs in Cameroon private higher education sector was held on Wednesday, August 6, 2025 at the Yaoundé Conference Center. The 3rd edition of the Private Higher Education Forum was presided over by the Minister of State and Minister of Higher Education, Jacques Famendongo, in the presence of rectors, vice-chancellors and other dignitaries. The forum focused on the theme, the students entrepreneur in private higher education in Cameroon, from incubation to business creation.
This is the responsibility you must take up. It is, in fact, the biggest challenge of the entire higher education system. I asked my collaborators and head of state universities and private higher education institutions to take advantage of the MINISUB-MINIJEP joint circular we signed yesterday through the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education to transform our campuses into catalysts and engines for the emergence of our dear and beloved country, Cameroon, as desired by President of the Republic, Head of State, His Excellency Paul Biya.
The forum aims to encourage and support students' entrepreneurship in private higher education institutions, addressing topics such as incubation, business creation, and the role of education in fostering entrepreneurial skills.
Logically, when they come out, they are not only waiting to be employed, but as they are going out, like this gentleman in the Department of Agriculture, he is going out as a full entrepreneur. The students in the Department of Bakery and Food Processing, these are some of the items they can be able to produce and open their own shops. The students of Fashion, Clothing and Textile, if you see the items, that is to make you to know that automatically they are coming out already equipped. So we are just blending the ideas of today, showcasing what people can do, showcasing what an institution can train students, as far as being hands-on, being employed as an individual is concerned.
The event highlighted the importance of entrepreneurship for Cameroonians' development and showcased various stands featuring students' created products and services.
It's important that this forum takes place, that we congregate, and that we also check for how we unify and create conglomerates of people who do similar things to be able to promote the university enterprise. If we do not do that, we cannot single-handedly be able to achieve what it takes, because it is expensive, and not only is it expensive, it requires a number of effort.
The essence of studying is to better life, and I tell you that if we are engaging into schooling and entrepreneurship at the same time, is to make sure that we better our living first as a student and also to impact the community.
It provides water to your farm, to your crops. What's special about this system is that it does not just provide water to your crops, it dynamically arranges or quantifies the water based on which crop is on your farm and how long the crop has been going. So it adjusts the water based on the different good stages and the crop type.
The forum is part of a broader effort by the Cameroonian government to promote youth entrepreneurship and address challenges like unemployment and talent development in the country.
From joy to sadness, let us move to the General Hospital of Yaoundé, where the mortal remains of Francoise Eyenga Abanda was taken out this August 7th, 2025, in the mortuary of the General Hospital of Yaoundé, in the presence of the Director General and the family member who came to pay back their last respect. Agnes Ayuk reports.
It was with grief, bitter tears, and trauma that her husband, children, family members, colleagues, and loved ones paid their last respect to Francoise Eyenga Abanda, removing her mortal remains from the Yaoundé General Hospital this August 7, 2025. The removal of Francoise Eyenga Abanda was witnessed by the Director General of the Yaoundé General Hospital, Emmanuel Esomba. This in the VIP chapel of the Yaoundé General Hospital. Mourners could not hide their feelings. Mourners crying. During the service, the Reverend Father called on the mourners to pray for the peaceful repose of the soul of the deceased while accepting the will of God, remembering that we are dust and unto dust we shall return. A dynamic and hardworking woman who served with love, Francoise Eyenga Abanda was born in December 1, 1966 at Ezeka in the central region of Cameroon. During her life journey, she taught as a primary school teacher in Ezeka as well as secondary school teacher in Collage, still Diakono. She later on obtained a degree as an assistant state nurse at the Catholic Nursing School, EPASI. Working at the Yaoundé General Hospital since 1998, she headed the Medical Oncology Department and the Intensive Care Unit until her death. She leaves behind a husband, children, colleagues, friends,
and loved ones to mourn her. Francoise Eyenga Abanda would be buried this Saturday, August 9th, in her native village, Melen Mekam at Ebebda. May her soul rest in peace.
Info TV team extends its sincere expression of sorrows to the bereaved family. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your kind attention. Stay in company of our incredible program followed by the 8 p.m. newscast in French language presented by Claudia Sarr. Wish you a happy weekend. Good night.
Le centre